There's a lot of talk and worry about what's going on with the struggle in Ambazonia, what's going on with the struggle on Ground Zero in Bui County. There's a lot of fighting going on. Amber boys killing Amber boys. I'm sure La République du Cameroon and the French are very, very happy about this. But the question is, what's going on? Who is engineering this? Why is it happening? Why is it happening? Amber boys should be coming together to fight the enemy on the ground. Why is there a strife? And this is not new. This is not new. And every time this has happened, there's one culprit that is involved.
We saw the GPS inside the battery and all the things that they want to come and explode General Chacha. I can say explosion because it was well planned with the ADF people to come and execute their mission right here at the Bui Warriors. You can see the grenade for yourself, and you can see the military crews that will track it down from the ADF people with their bets that they were supposed to come and take time to plan how they will attack General Chacha. If you can see, if somebody is going out to go and buy equipment, how can he or she be moving with this type of equipment? You can see the granite for yourself, you can see the bullet for yourself, and you can see how the mastermind the killing of General Chacha. They wanted to come and kill him directly, and you can see for yourself that these are the weapons we tried from them. If you can carry this load, that you are going to Nigeria to go and buy equipment, and you're working with this type of load, how will you buy the equipment and carry it along? So it was a well-planned issue that they really want to come and assassinate our general, our ultimate general for Bui Warriors. So you can see for yourself, the world can see for themselves.
So what is going on? What is going on? It's a question that has been bothering everybody within the past 1 week. Now, I'm not here to answer that question or give an explanation, or give the facts about what's going on, because I think people are still working on putting it together, even though I have a good idea of what's going on. But this is not the show for that. This is not the show for that. But there is blame being assigned to what is going on. And some of this blame is being assigned to the Amber Boys. They're saying one group is fighting another group. And the stories and the tactical explanations about why it's going on and who is behind them. And we started addressing it like 3 months when Siseko Ayok Tabe was picked up. And we talked about that while people are quick to judge the people on the ground, no, the people on the ground are fighting the enemies who are attacking them. They are defending themselves. But there's a very big vacuum between these kids' desire to fight the enemy attacking them and having the resources to help them fight. What La République and the French have done is that they have won the diplomatic game. And we all knew that that would be the case, because Ambazonia, that was buried in the French colonial evil empire, never heard about for a long time until our people rebel that we actually do exist. So it's something which it would take other people or other nations or people, potential friends, it would take them a long time to come around, understand our story. So they were very quick to take from the French. Nigeria was very quick to gather our leaders and send and give them over to La République to put in their jails. And with that, a very big vacuum existed. Not that there were no people challenging that leadership, a very capable leadership, but these people were in the fringes. And when they were picked up, a vacuum existed. a huge vacuum, which these middlemen in the West, most of them unemployed, most of them who have been living off the welfare of European governments, have never held a job and therefore has no sense of what leadership is except talk. There's some who are newly resettled refugees who are jobless. And so when this vacuum existed, all these riffraffs in the fringes of Western societies flocked in, and right now they're making a living from this struggle. So I am saying this because people who are quick to blame the Amber Boys, who really are the patriots. They are the patriots who are fighting for their lives and for the lives of Ambazonia, are being used by these riffraffs, and they do that by begging money from diasporans and giving to the Amber Boys and asking them to play their dirty games. And they're playing those dirty games because these people who are living in the fringes of the West, who are living on the largesse of Western welfare handouts, they are planning to retire on the backs of Ambazonian people in the name of their government. That's what's going on. And you're seeing people who want to be Savimbis hiding in the West, begging money from the West, promoting thuggish behavior on the ground, promoting discord among Ambazonian fighters because they think that they can go down and become the government of Ambazonia, and somehow that will improve the wretched lives they're living in the West. That is what is going on. That is what is going on. But it will be very easy to blame these middlemen, these wretched, uneducated with fake educations, all of them with fake PhDs. It will be very easy to blame them for what is happening on the ground. But I think the first blame goes to the tenured Ambazonians who came to the West not through some refugee programs, not sponsored by families, who just happened to find themselves in the West. These are people who came to the West by merit. They lived in the West, they grew up in the West, they had good education in the West, they have good jobs in the West, but somehow they went silent. They went silent in this struggle and allowed this vacuum for these caricatures of leaders to come in and are causing the confusion they're causing on the ground right now. It's a vacuum that needs to be filled. Once that vacuum is filled, you will see the ground will also be better organized. Nobody should stay in the West and pretend to be a Savimbi. Nobody should claim that Ambazonia is there to save. They should go and fix their own families and take care of their personal lives before they think they can take care of Ambazonians' life. Okay? Because what they're doing to Ambazonia right now, it shows a lack. It shows. I know some people think that some of them are in the hands of La Republique. Of course, they will not be in the hands of La Republique if they're not. If they are unprincipled people, unprincipled people. Because why would you sit outside the territory, form a government, and think that you're a government, and beg money, and then go and cause confusion on the ground because you want to be the government of an Ambazonian that is still struggling to free itself from a very vicious, influential, powerful enemy in the world? Why would that be the first thing? Why would it occur to you that the first thing to do is want to be the government of a territory that may not even be free in your lifetime? Our goal, like the goals of the Ambazonians, fighters, the Amber Boys, should be to liberate our country first. And that goal should have nobody who thinks that they are too educated, their jobs are too important, or they're too old, or too young, or too quiet to free or support the freedom of our land. So my appeal, I have two appeals. The first appeal is to the Amber Boys to organize themselves. Because once you organize yourself in a coordinated structure of defense for the territory, where there is one chain of command, definitely organize yourself. I don't want to sit here prescribing, but I will prescribe the best way I know. That the most run organizations in the world have a chain of command. They have a leader who has proven himself in terms of dedication to the struggle, sacrifice to the struggle, ability to help the struggle move forward, and skills to keep everybody together. Once you organize yourself that way, then you can come out like SDF did some decades back. And I'm using the SDF, and this is not the first time I'm using the SDF, because the SDF got so much from the United States, for example. And they did that by, first of all, organizing themselves on the ground and having their frundi on the ground, their commander on the ground, their leader on the ground. And then they sent an envoy to the United States. And that envoy was Bujong, who lived in Atlanta. He was the one man that SDF said, that is our man. If you want to give us something, go to him. If you want to be an SDF member in the United States, go to him. And all of us in the United States went through that channel whenever there was a need in the territory. Bujong communicated that to some of the structures that were already set up in the communities where there were large Ambazonians, there was a large population of Ambazonians. Those people get together and they put their $25 or their $100 together. It became thousands, which were channeled through Bujong, and then Bujong sent that to the territory, and SDF was good. When Frundi came to town, there was no competition. Now, when Siseko was picked up, everybody now wants to be a Siseko. Those who are promised that Siseko will gain the government, but they will gain the ground, those people are still there now, and all they're trying to do is gain the ground in order to be your government, even before you free yourself, whether you ever free yourself or not. So we need to take these people out. The best way to take them out is for the ground to organize themselves and have one chain of command under which they fight the enemy. Then the enemy will be fought in a more coordinated way, because this LGA by LGA, if you were in a coordinated chain of command system, then yes, your LGA will be working with all the other LGAs and become a one unit fighting force. But right now, I don't think we organize that way. So the ground needs to organize itself, put a leadership team together, decide by themselves who their representative in the West is. In fact, I would say they can send one of theirs to be out of the territory, and that's the person who takes care of their business outside the territory. And then all of us, all the Ambazonians who are outside of Ambazonia, become the citizens that give their support. And the only kind of support we can give should be financial, should be diplomatic. When I talk about tenured Ambazonians who were educated in the West, who have lived here, who have worked among Americans, for example, and know Americans very well, they know how to communicate with Americans. They meet them at their job site. They know how they know exactly who to talk to. In fact, they know how to bypass the American government or Western government that are not in support of the struggle and go to their citizens who their government listened to. That's how South Africa freed itself. South Africa freed itself after overriding the veto of Reagan. So the ANC already bypassed the American government that was not so much in support of them, went to the American people, and that's how the apartheid system in South Africa ended. We don't need to recreate the wheel. We just need to look at other systems. We just need to look at how other people tackle this fight. I was talking with Terence Wakai on one of our shows, and he said we are just 5 minutes past midnight in this struggle, and that's where we are. So there's a lot of time for us to correct some of these mistakes, which are surfacing right now. These problems are systematic. They are systematic. The problems of the structure we've created. Organization is very, very important in the accomplishment of anything. Because we need to create institutions so that our struggle is not dependent on individuals. Because our struggle depended heavily on Siseko. When Siseko was picked up, we are right now in disarray. We're right now in total disarray. Our fighters fighting each other. Why? Because they're not getting the funding. I know some of these people are fighting, are going to kill each other because somebody abroad who is begging money and sending to them is begging and say, go and kill that fellow because that fellow seems to be standing on my way to become the president of Ambazonia. That's basically what is going on. So go and kill him. And then you, who he's giving you $500 out of $5,000 that he's been given, goes and kill for the 500, which if you organize yourselves well, you get the whole 5,000 plus. Because there's still a lot of money in the diaspora. Nobody's spending it, and nobody is giving it out because people have come to understand all these middlemen. Okay? People have come to understand them. And so they're not giving them money anymore. Of course, there's some diehards who still give them, but you can see that this struggle was not where it was in 2017. And it's very, very frustrating. So let's organize ourselves a little better. Let Ambas on the ground. I was reading pieces where Goethe Gunther was saying that that no Amba boy should go and kill another Amba boy being sponsored from abroad. Don't do that. Because as you go and do that, they are going to come back for revenge. And before you know, you're killing each other. And as you're killing each other, you're losing sight of the enemy, and the enemy is gaining your information. Can you imagine that La Republique right now doesn't even need to send spies among you? They just sit and go through your WhatsApp and understand everything that's happening, and then decide a strategy to come and get you. I saw on video where there are a lot of weapons which they are saying these are weapons coming from La Republique that is sponsoring the attacking group that came to Bui to attack you. The weapons look very convincing. I haven't understand about what is going on in I think it's in Meta area there, that some of them are collaborating with La Republique military. All of this is because the Amber Boys are looking for help. I don't think these people who are falling prey to all these predators, I don't think it's because they want to go kill each other. I think it is just the need to have money, either to live or to buy weapons and fight the enemy that's going on. So I make this video to make an appeal to two groups. The tenured, real Ambas in the diaspora need to come together. We need to bypass the fake pastors. We need to bypass the fake presidents. We need to bypass the fake governments. We need to bypass all these middle scavengers and form and come together as a more cohesive unit in the diaspora. Now, this needs a better coordinating organization. Also, just like I've been talking about the Amber Boys, the West needs to have a coordinated, trusted organization that coordinates the support for Ground Zero. And Ground Zero needs to organize itself. And then within a very short time, we'll find a meeting place, organize how the diaspora supports the ground, and the ground do the job they need to do. If you have survived for this long with such disorganization and with such lack of weapon, can you imagine what it would be if my trip to Boyamani, and there was, look, that my trip to Boyamani was just people putting what they call seed money. But that was stolen by very short-sighted, uneducated, fake pastors and con men, and that informed the diaspora that they don't have a collection mechanism to support the ground yet, and so everybody withdrew. So organize yourself well, and let the diaspora organize itself well, bypass these fake structures, and we have a meeting place the way it was in the 90s when the SDF came. In fact, the way the SCNC was also supported, because SCNC, a small group, accomplished a lot, and they went to a lot of places, doing a lot of diplomatic mission, winning cases by the support of the West, of Western diasporans. And it was because of how the SCNC organized themselves and then approached the West and were very specific. This is what we need from you. SDF was properly organized and came to the West and said, this is what we need from you. And I can tell you what, the real accomplished, seasoned, tenured Ambazonians in the diaspora have absolutely no interest to come and run your lives. But the one thing they have interest in seeing you live a better life, in seeing Ambazonia be free, because they ran out of the place because of the misery going on there. They want that misery cured. But they cannot cure it being in the West. And you have finally decided that you're going to do that job. And I tell you what, every Ambazonian in the West is very happy to support you to do it. But you need to organize yourself. You need to bypass the middlemen. You need to bypass the fake Savimbis. You need to bypass the fake Muzerewas. You need to bypass all these fake people running around with their fake everything, trying to run your lives, and they don't even know how to run that. And that's why they've put you against each other instead of against the enemy. Please, that's the only thing I want to say.